can even begin making India's most famous sweet, you have to extract its main ingredient from a highly toxic shell. Early cooks learned to drop the raw, unpeeled nuts directly onto hot charcoal embers. The heat violently burns off an acidic, blister-inducing oil, sending thick, dark smoke into the kitchen. That intense processing is necessary because this nut is completely alien to the Indian subcontinent. Look at the bright red and yellow cashew apples in their natural state. They originate thousands of miles away, on the coast of Brazil. Portuguese traders brought these plants across the ocean to Goa in the 16th century. They originally planted them simply to stop coastal soil erosion. Indian cooks quickly realized they could harvest the nut attached to the bottom of that fruit. By carefully roasting the toxic shell, extracting the kernel, and hand grinding it into a white powder, they laid the groundwork for an entirely new culinary tradition. By the autumn of 1619, that white powder made its way far inland, right into the middle of a high-stakes political standoff. Inside the imposing sandstone walls of Gwalior Fort, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir was holding 52 Hindu kings and a prominent spiritual leader as political prisoners. Jahangir commanded absolute authority over the subcontinent. Court paintings from the era highlight his golden halo and the globe in his hand, cementing his status as a ruler answering to no one. But one prisoner slowly earned the emperor's respect. Guru Hargobind, the sixth Sikh guru, carried a sword that represented his dual martial and spiritual leadership. Jahangir eventually agreed to release the guru and the kings on the festival of Diwali. To mark the peaceful resolution of a bitter conflict, the imperial cooks were tasked with inventing a brand new diplomatic offering, using that tamed exotic nut.
Back in the royal kitchens, the chefs worked with heavy brass and copper pots to boil down vast quantities of milk and sugar. Their original 1619 recipe folded the raw cashew powder directly into rabri, a thick, reduced milk solid. This created a soft, rich fudge known as Kaju Barfi. There was a severe limitation to that recipe. This line graph shows the microbial spoilage curve for dairy-based sweets. In the hot Indian climate, the bacteria count spikes in a matter of hours, long before a traveler could complete a typical 17th century journey. That soft, dairy-rich peace offering was delicious, but its fragility trapped it in a single location. Eaten immediately at the fort, it was impossible to share across the empire. It took over a century for cooks to solve that problem. In the 18th century, Maratha chefs took the royal recipe and engineered a completely new cooking method to make it last. They abandoned the dairy entirely. Instead, they boiled the cashew powder in ektar chashni, a precise one-string sugar syrup, along with a touch of ghee. Vigorously stirring this mixture causes the cashew dough to stretch, pulling cleanly away from the hot metal. Curious, the food chemistry behind this tweak is brilliant. This split-screen visualization shows the difference at a molecular level. On the left, the old milk-based rabri is packed with free-floating water molecules that bacteria feed on. On the right, the sugar syrup chemically binds the available water. As the heat evaporates the remaining moisture, the syrup forms a rigid, highly stable crystalline grid. The lack of water physically changes the texture from a soft pudding into a pliable, dry dough. By replacing the milk with sugar syrup, the Maratha cooks removed the rapid spoilage factor. A fragile, localized diplomatic gift became a durable, transportable staple. With the dough stabilized, the chefs pulled it from the heat and rolled it paper-thin across a wooden board. To finish the dish, they applied chandi kavark, edible silver leaf. Micro-thin, shimmering leaves of silver drifted gently downwards, clinging like frost to the warm, smooth surface of the flattened cashew dough. This metallic layer served two distinct functions in the Mughal court. Royal physicians prized the silver because they believed it aided digestion, and the reflective sheen projected an immediate, glaring visual signal of immense imperial wealth. Finally, the chefs took a sharp steel knife and sliced the silver-draped sheet diagonally. That specific angled cut created the iconic diamond shape, giving the treat the name Katli. Combining a perfectly flat roll, a delicate silver leaf, and a precise diamond cut turned a simple source of calories into a highly visual, ceremonial spectacle. The finished diamond sweets were plated on extraordinary servingware,
like this ornate white jade bowl mounted on a golden dragon and carried out to the traditional floor carpet banquets of the elite. Every single piece required a massive collision of histories to exist. A Brazilian nut traveled on Portuguese trade ships to the Indian coast, was refined in a Mughal prison to secure the release of captive kings, and was eventually re-engineered by Maratha cooks into a shelf-stable dough. Kaju Katli is an edible palimpsest. It carries centuries of cross-cultural adaptation in its recipe, surviving today as India's enduring symbol of liberation, diplomacy, and celebration.